This is my FMS Super Cub PA18 1.3. I have both the 1.7 and the 1.3, and I adore the 1.7. I think it's a fantastic looking and just handling RC airplane. This one looks the same, but it's 1.3, so it's more a manageable size both to transport and just to haul around in the sky. So let's go outside and get this one up in the air. There's some wind today. Nice morning. It's like an hour or so after sunrise. So the sun has really not reached this field completely. So I just rise above the tree line, have the sunrise hitting this plane. What a nice sky for filming then. Very nice visibility. This is a plane you can fly really tight. I'm just trying to keep it close so the camera can see it. Great inverted flying. Just have to avoid these birds. So I hope they have the sense just to stay out of my flying path.
Time remaining 4 minutes.
And this 1.3 meter then to get the perfect size of an RC airplane, because you can fly this tight that I'm just flying right now. And I really like to fly tight. And then I have my larger RC airplanes, it's more difficult to fly this tight. But this one is surely just nimble.
Landing flap.
Also a nice flap performance. If you want to do touch and goes, very easy.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
Doesn't matter if you plop the landings, the landing gears can take it. So this plane is a really fun one just to fool around when you fly. I mean, I'm just bobbing right up and down. And the thing is, when you have a very forgiving RC plane, at least I get a little bit sloppy when it comes to landings. I know I don't have to be too careful, and which of course it's a fun thing, because it just encourages you to play more and have some fun with your plane. Just wiggling.
Flaps up. Time remaining 2 minutes.
Very easy to do stall turns. This is me just having fun.
Landing flaps.
I think bush planes, they're just the most fun to fly. I'm really just pushing this one really near the stall point. And it's a nice performance also for being a 3S RC airplane. You can hear the wheels then turning. I think that's a little bit of an odd noise And you have a touch and go and the wheels just keep on turning, and I think the springs also add to the sound. So this is not a real cub would fly by any means, but this is an RSL plane, and you're supposed to just have fun, right? So that's what I'm doing.
Landing flaps. 30 seconds.
I do have an avian speed controller inside the mine, so I have full telemetry. Now the wind is really kicking up, so it cannot bounce 360 after landing. That's a new trick. So let's it became really gusty right away. Almost hover. And I'm standing right kind of a corner with trees, so I think the wind is extra turbulent where just at this spot also. Yeah, and we're down. It's nice and a fun flight with this Super Cub. As you can see, I think this one just handles great. It's a fantastic flying RSL plane, and even if you have wind, I think you can surely control it. I think it's, of course, it's influenced by the wind. So if you have like then the AS3X wind mitigation system, you might just turn up the gain. Because in mine then, instead of the reflex gyro, I have an AR631 receiver, which does feature a gyro. And also have an avian 45M speed controller just to have the full telemetry. And I think I have a toolbox, as I had so many RSL planes, and I had like a bunch of receivers I have with gyro then from Spectrum, and I have a bunch of avian speed controllers. So when I get a new RSL plane, more or less I can just reuse my parts and just put them in. So to me it's no cost, but I think that if you purchase this one, and you run the Spectrum system, I mean, it's surely just enough to have like an AR620 receiver, so it's more economical. And this one runs on a 3S battery. I think you have good power on 3S. I'm not sure I'm interested to try 4S, although I think it could handle 4S batteries. I replaced the stock prop on mine, so I do have another prop then from APC, about the same. I think it's like, I'm not sure what kind of size this one is, but it's more or less the same. But the APC propellers then, they do have nicer tips on them usually, and they are more efficient in my experience. So the greatest thing then about this RSL plane might be the durability, because it's a really durable RSL plane. You have this all metal gear construction landing gear with the large Bush airfield wheels as well. It's a really simple build on this RSL plane. Now I have one problem on mine when it comes to one of the flap servos, because this flap servo just went bust. I mean, without any crash or anything, just stopped working, so I had to replace the servo. And that's a thing then that I've noticed on some of my FMS RSL planes, that the servos have been gone broke during flight, or just in between flights, or some RSL planes when I've just received them. So I don't think that FMS servo quality is that great. And usually when I replace the servos, I have like Emax servos, and they are metal geared. And that's a really good replacement part in my opinion. And I also think that more or less all RSL planes, at least in this size, should come with metal gear servos. So this one doesn't come with metal gear servos. And the thing is, I haven't really broken that many tail dragger RSL planes with plastic gear servos, but it happens. And just for durability, and I mean, the manufacturer cost is so small to just put metal gear servos. So sometimes I ask the question is, do they really want the servos to break? So I have to purchase, spare parts, and that is a thing as a customer you don't want to do. So please, FMS and all other manufacturers, just put Metal Gear servos on your RCR planes from the box, and then I will be happy. But this one is just fantastic. I love to fly it. It's surely agile and floaty if you like, and a fantastic package, and in some aspects I would say a more better option than the 1.7, just because it is easy to haul, and it's also a more agile RCR plane.